a video today. As you can see by the title, it's going to be about healing from toxic relationships, toxic situations, toxic, regardless if it was a friend, a boyfriend, even a family member. But I just want to ask you guys how you guys stay been, what you been up to. I'm not gonna look. I know I look a little crazy, but it's not always about looks. Look how beautiful it is outside. Gorgeous. I feel like it's important to get outside sometimes. We're always on our phone, we're always on social media, we're always looking at people who we feel is better than us, prettier than us, and that's why I feel comfortable getting on YouTube, just being myself without any makeup, without my wig laid down, or even with our wig sometimes. Like, we have to love our natural selves, even though I'm looking a little bit crazy, but it's okay. But I recently just got out of a relationship, like 3 to 4 months ago, and like healing from it is a really surprising and different experience. Like, you think you're gonna be crying over this person, you feel like you're not gonna be able to live without them, especially if you plan your life with them. Like, you plan things. And me, I like to plan ahead. I like to, let's go here, I want to go here, when I turn this age I want to do this, doing that, and then I don't know where things end. And especially if you've been in like a toxic friendship, toxic relationship where y'all constantly break up, get back together, stop being friends, get back, become friends again. You're so used to like, oh, when we break up or when we stop talking, we gonna talk again. And so when it really happens, when y'all really not together anymore, y'all really not friends anymore, you have to, like, you feel in shock. You feel like you're in shock. You feel like you don't know what's going on. It's like you've been lied to. Like, almost like your world is ending, depending on how long you've been with that person. And it's hard sometimes, and like you think about what you could have did wrong, well, how you could have fixed it, but realizing once you like settle down and you spend time with yourself and spend time with God and listen to your inner self, because God is within us. God is within us. God speaks to us through us. You know what I'm saying? We are made in the image of Him. And I feel like it's weird when it comes to religion and spirituality, because I'm not a religious person and everything, but I do believe that God exists and God is within us. And I feel like once we spend time with ourselves, we realize like how much we allow that person to get away with stuff, how much we allow that person to to hurt us, depending on the relationship was toxic. It's different if it ended on good terms. And I hear when like stuff like that happens and it ends on good terms, that it's a little bit more painful. But I never experienced that. It's always somebody hurting you, doing you dirty, making you feel like less than or something like that. But like in the beginning stages, you're crying, you're upset, especially for women. I hear men, they're all like, oh, da, 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 da. I feel like the beginning stages are different for men and women. Like, men more so mourn in the end, while women rise up in the end. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like like it takes time, and you kind of get mad at yourself for some things, you blame yourself for some things. And like my relationship, I wasn't open with people with the certain abuse that I've been through with that specific person. I wasn't open with them with some of the abuse and manipulation, because abuse comes in many forms, shapes and forms, mentally, emotionally, physically. And I was dealing with a lot with that person because I loved them. And sometimes when you really love somebody, they can get in your head. I'm sorry, I'm in nature, like bugs are all around the place. But they can get in your head, and sometimes you don't realize what you're going through until you get out of it and you hear from healthier people that what you were dealing with wasn't okay. And you start to get angry a little bit, especially if nowadays people validate cheating, people validate being terrible people, hating their girlfriends, hating their boyfriends, sleeping around with their friends, you know, get what I'm saying? They just validate a lot of unloyal and untrustworthy behavior. And I feel bad for my generation, but no, you're not alone. Like, you're not alone in this battle. You're not alone in, you know, feeling alone. There's so many people out there. There's so many young people, older people. I run into them. Like, when you're working, you meet a lot of people in different ages and different races and everything, and you hear they're going through the same thing you're going through, so you're not alone. And I wonder, like, I'm a beautiful woman, regardless of how I look here and there, or like, you know, not everyone's perfect, but regardless, I feel like your soul is beautiful. You have a beautiful soul. You care for people. You try to care for people. You know, you deserve love, and you feel like, why is this not working out for me? But then you realize, like, once the longer you stay away from that person, you realize you don't need them. You realize you don't need them, and life is so much better without them. Because when you're with that person, you're constantly having to fight and argue and stand up for yourself, and, you know, stand up for your boundaries. And my ex, like, he did not respect boundaries. I'm gonna give y'all a story time, because honestly the relationship was so crazy. It was kind of funny, but like, when you're in the moment, it's crazy. But like, some people don't respect boundaries, even when you try to like respectfully set them, or you try to defend yourself or speak up for yourself, and then they get mad at you for certain things, or the way that you react to their disrespect. And it's not okay. And, you know, once you get out of that situation, you realize how much you're being abused. And sometimes they can even manipulate you to make you feel like you're the abuser, you know. Because I hear that happens to a lot of people, and it happened to me too. But you know, my advice to you would be to spend time with yourself. People don't take enough time. Sorry for the shaky camera, but people don't take enough time to spend with themselves. People don't take enough time to get to know themselves. Like, we don't realize it, but we are people too. Just because we live in these bodies, and we wake up in these bodies, we still have to take care of ourselves. We still have to talk to ourselves. We still have to get to know ourselves, and to get to know what we like, what we don't like, what we want, what we don't want, especially if we're young. Like, I am really young, and I hear all the time, you're so young, you have your whole life ahead of you. And it don't feel that way. It honestly does not feel that way at all. It feels like the world is ending, and this is all I have, and this is what I keep dealing with. You know, you don't want to feel that way. You don't want to, you know, once you find somebody that you like, you want to stick with them. But we realize, like, everything changes, including the people we love. Including the people that we love. And regardless of what we want, I feel like God has a better plan for us. And once you're out of that situation, you will see it, you will know it, you know, and you'll meet somebody better. Like, you ever be, sorry y'all, I don't know what happened, but you know, what was I even saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. But basically, dang, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, you just have to, like, get to know yourself. Like, really, when you spend time with yourself and you get comfortable spending time with yourself, it is a different level of happiness. Like, I feel like that is the highest level of happiness, when you're happy being alone. And that doesn't mean you're going to be alone forever. That doesn't mean you're never going to find love, or you're never going to have a good friendship, or you're never going to have a good relationship with your mom or dad. That just means that you can live without them. And of course you can live without them, but you're not, like, so dependent on them. These bugs are getting on my nerves. But, you know, you're not so dependent on them. You don't feel like you need them, you know, to be in your life for you to be happy, because happiness is all in the mind. Happiness is all in the soul. Everybody else can just bring pleasure. That's it. Everybody else can just bring pleasure. We give people the titles that we want to give them. We give people the power over our lives that we want to give them. And once eventually, like, you ever realize when you move on from somebody, you realize how unspecial they really are. It's because of us. It's because of our minds, our souls, what we really want. We put our intentions on people. We put our expectations on people. And when we build our expectations and our desires on these people, that's when they become special, because we feel like they can fulfill what we want, our desires, our needs. We are the special ones. We are the ones that give these people the power over our lives that they have, and the title over our lives that they have. And eventually we're gonna find somebody else that's gonna fulfill those, you know, those desires. It's just once we grow, because we can't attract, you know, higher vibrational things, better things, if we're not on that level. And sometimes people come in our lives just to show us what we need to work on, what we need to fix, what we need to heal. You get what I'm saying? Because with my ex, I realized, like, even though I'm a good person, I have a lot to work on. I have a lot to heal within myself because I'm not perfect. And I realized I did make a lot of mistakes with them. And I didn't like make a lot of bad decisions with them that I wouldn't want to, you know, make with somebody else that I want to be with forever or be with a long time. And believe in love, believe in attracting the right person, because it's possible. We just have to believe in it. We are the masters of our life, and we are in control of our own lives and our own happiness. No, we cannot control other people and how other people react, and if people stay or go, because it's just like we control our lives, they do too. Everybody has a right to want to be with you and want to stay with you and want to treat you right. And if they don't want to treat you right and they don't want to stay with you, let them go. You know, there's somebody out there that's going to value you, and because you're not society's you know, beauty standards or anything, that don't matter. It don't matter if you fat, skinny, light skin, dark skin, brown skin, white, black, Hispanic. There's somebody out there that would like you. I've met a lot of people that be like, oh, I don't like skinny girls, and they dead don't like skinny girls. I met some people who be like, I don't like big girls, and they dead don't like big girls. They wouldn't date a big girl, they wouldn't date a skinny girl, they wouldn't date a black girl, they wouldn't date a Hispanic girl, they wouldn't date a white girl. There's somebody out there for everybody. It don't matter how you look, okay? Including you. Sometimes you might not like somebody, and there's somebody out there that would eat them up, like the Last Supper. You know what I'm saying? And so it don't matter. There's somebody out there for you, regardless of how you look, and somebody that will understand you and value you. Do not stay in a relationship where you're getting abused. Y'all, I'm getting eaten up out here. I'm gonna have to speed up this video. But they like chewing on my legs. I'm scared. But yeah, like, I forgot what I was saying. Honestly, I was so scared. But yeah, like, there's somebody out there that would love you regardless of how you look. Be yourself. If you don't like wearing makeup, because I hear a lot of people be like, oh, I don't like wearing makeup. Some people be like, I like wearing makeup, it makes me feel confident. And me personally, I wear makeup just because it's cute. I like doing it. I'm confident with or without my makeup, because if you don't like me without my makeup, you really don't like me for real. You know what I'm saying? And so just know I'm coming. Just know that there's somebody out there that will love you and support you regardless of what you believe in, what you look like, how big or small you are. And just make sure you value yourself and you love yourself and you appreciate yourself, because if you don't love yourself, no one else will. So yeah.
You can trust in me. I can. You said I can trust in you.